This is Kite Cutter TV with another presentation. We gotta talk about this. Okay, guys, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement officials said a homeless man arrested in connection with a pair of fatal stabbings at a Northern California church is an illegal immigrant with an extensive criminal background. 32-year-old Fernando De Jesus Lopez-Garcia allegedly stabbed 5 people Sunday, including 2 who died at the Grace Baptist Church in San Jose. Authorities said his criminal history includes convictions for battery of an officer, assault with a deadly weapon, and vandalism. He was also previously deported 3 times, but protected by local sanctuary laws. The mayor of San Jose slammed the county's sanctuary policies by pointing out they allowed Lopez Garcia to be released despite prior convictions. In this case, I'm told the county received an ICE detainer arrest, but did not notify ICE of the defendant's release. He should have been in jail, in federal custody, in drug treatment, or in jail in his own country, but not on the streets in our community. Liberals keep defending illegal aliens and try and hide these people from ICE deportation, which results in situations like these. It's just ridiculous. Check this out.
A long criminal history and deported 3 times. Tonight, we're learning new details about the man accused of going on a deadly stabbing spree inside a San Jose church. Fernando Lopez is in custody. He was supposed to be in court today, but the appearance pushed off until next month. NBC Bay Area's Robert Honda joins us from the Santa Clara County Courthouse, where some are saying this is a tragedy that could have and should have been avoided.
The suspect was supposed to be officially charged here today, but the district attorney's office said his appearance had to be put off until December 3rd because of COVID-related issues. But this case is raising a lot of issues and reigniting some past political fights. It is quiet at the Grace Baptist Church today, where police say 32-year-old Fernando Lopez went on a stabbing spree Sunday night at a church shelter. A man and a woman were killed, and 3 other people were wounded, including a San Jose City employee and church volunteer, Win Pham, who was expected to survive. The other victims, all shelter residents, have not been officially identified, but a woman who says she's the cousin of the man who died expressed her sadness.
It's a hard time, especially right before Thanksgiving. I just can't believe that he's really gone, and I wish I would have been able to be there sooner for him.
Police Chief Eddie Garcia and Mayor Sam Liccardo said Lopez, an undocumented worker and a shelter resident with a long criminal history, should not have been out on the streets. They say Lopez had been released in June for a misdemeanor domestic violence arrest, his 3rd such violation while on probation for a similar offense in another county. He had also been deported 3 times. They said Santa Clara County should have informed ICE at the time of his release, reigniting a dispute the 2 have had over county policy before.
How many more incidents need to occur before there is a policy change? So we need to work together, and I know we can with our community and with our county, and we need to continue the conversation. We can't stop.
Before he's released out into the street, ICE can pick him up if he has a serious and violent predatory record.
County Executive Jeff Smith said he's disappointed the chief and the mayor are using what he called this disastrous incident to push a political agenda, and said the county will not discuss the issue anymore until the investigation is complete.
We begin with explosive new details about the suspect in a deadly stabbing spree at a San Jose church. Ken Bastida is here with that story. Ken?
Yeah, Elizabeth, we learned today the suspect accused of stabbing 5 people, killing 2 of them, has a lengthy criminal history, and now his immigration status is taking focus.
On 3 prior occasions, Lopez had been deported and then ultimately returned to the United States.
San Jose police say Fernando Jesus Lopez was no stranger to law enforcement. Before the deadly attack Sunday at Grace Baptist Church, his rap sheet included multiple convictions.
Disturbing the peace, providing false information to an officer, resisting arrest, assault with a deadly weapon in which he received a 2-year prison sentence.
Lopez was on probation out of San Joaquin County for domestic violence and had an active warrant in Santa Clara County for failing to comply with conditions of release. The chief says Lopez was the subject of a federal ICE detainer from his last arrest, but the mayor says that was ignored per Santa Clara County's sanctuary policy.
In this case, I'm told that the county received an ICE detainer request but did not notify ICE of the defendant's release. He should have been in jail, in federal custody, in drug treatment, or in jail in his own country, but not on the streets in our community.
If we don't fix the problems that we have in our criminal justice system, where we can't seemingly find a way to hold violent criminals accountable, then nothing works.
The mayor said this attack could have been prevented, citing multiple system failures, including people left unhoused and the need for more balanced police reform.
Changes in our criminal justice system have not made our community safer. This pendulum has swung too far.
Police say there is no evidence the stabbing was motivated by any sort of bias, racial or otherwise. Lopez had taken shelter at Grace Baptist Church in the past and was even helping staff on the night of the attack. The chief emphasized he does not represent the homeless or immigrant communities as a whole. The witnesses told police that Lopez appeared to be under the influence of drugs before the stabbing, and we're told that he is now in protective custody, and the case will be forwarded to the district attorney.
For the last 2 years, immigration advocates have been pushing Hudson County officials to end their relationship with U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, commonly referred to as ICE, specifically no longer housing immigration detainees at the Hudson County Jail. But following a marathon 10-hour virtual meeting of the Hudson County Board of Freeholders, a surprise 6-3 vote is set to renew that relationship, to the outrage of those advocates. Charlene Walker is executive director of Faith in New Jersey.
This system completely is born out of white supremacy, and there's a lot to be told that we as a country just continue to incarcerate Black and brown people.
Hudson County officials say there are only 97 detainees currently being held at the jail. During a conversation with the Hudson County spokesperson, there was no mention of race. Instead, the rationale for supporting a continued relationship with ICE by holding immigration detainees in a local county jail comes down to finances. Quote, "There's a misperception of what's going on here. The pandemic changed the county's financial situation. In fact, the county is now looking at a tax increase. We are now not where we expected to be." Closing the jail to holding immigrants meant an additional $5 million in lost funding, including possible layoffs, so ending the ICE relationship would be a mistake right now. That said, circumstances may change in the future. The goal is to exit this eventually.
Honestly, we can say that it's profits over people.
The big question, just what kind of long-term impact will the coronavirus pandemic have on local governments starved for revenue? Jay Dow, Pix 11 News.
It's new tonight. The illegal crossings of Mexican migrants across the Calexico border have caused more than a dozen deaths and serious injuries now. The Mexican consulate in Calexico says so far this year, a total of 16 Mexican migrants who tried to cross the border illegally through Calexico lost their lives, and that more than 60 migrants have been seriously injured.
There are 16 deaths of Mexican migrants and more than 60 cases of people who have seriously injured their feet and their spines from jumping over the wall, and who were transferred to the hospital and then repatriated. The high risk they have has to be measured to expose their lives like this.
The consulate says the new border wall is still not stopping people from trying to enter the country illegally.
It very difficult for asylum seekers to have their cases heard in the United States. In fact, many cases have been pushed back. News 11's Gianella Giglino introduces us to one family living in Mexicali, waiting to see if one day they will be able to live in this country.
Refugees leave everything they know, and they come with hopes, dreams, and a longing for safety. And while they are waiting and seeking asylum, they stay in shelters just like this one. But what exactly is it like to be undocumented in Mexico during a global pandemic?
Pues la verdad que todos traemos un sueño, un sueño, como dijimos todos, en Honduras, en Centroamérica, un sueño americano.
Meet 28-year-old Caesar and 22-year-old Media, a young married couple from Honduras living in the Refugio de Migrantes shelter in Mexicali with their newborn baby. They've been in Mexicali for over a year and are still waiting to hear an answer on their asylum case.
Y acá duermen con su hijo, ¿no?
Ay, sí. Él aquí.
Yo duermo aquí.
Yo allá, porque le doy pecho al niño conmigo. Pero, bueno, gracias a Dios, pues tenemos nuestra camita ahí que...
Both Caesar and Media left children behind from a previous relationship in Honduras to escape poverty.
¿Qué hemos sacrificado? ¿Nuestros hijos?
Ellos. Uno no pide andar aquí a estos lados. No es nuestra culpa de que en nuestro país no haya empleo, un buen empleo para nosotros, porque nosotros lo queremos en la pobreza, en la gran pobreza.
Caesar works miscellaneous jobs. Either he sells candy on the streets or washes cars, but he didn't make enough money yesterday to buy candy, so today he is out begging. Caesar is unable to get a job in Mexicali because he is undocumented, and the jobs he is able to do not even pay Mexico's minimum wage.
Pienso en que tengo que llevar algo para mi casa. Pienso en que como yo soy el motor, ¿me entiendes? Desde la casa, mi mujer está allá, todavía está recién arribada conmigo, ¿me entiendes? Yo tengo que pensar, me pongo a pensar en que mi hijo allá tengo que llevarle esto, mi mujer esto, tengo que llevar esto para la casa, esto para lo otro, ¿me entiendes? Y a veces no lo hago porque no hago nada.
Caesar also keeps all the leftover food people hand him because that's sometimes dinner. After 7 hours on the streets, Caesar has made 300 pesos, which is equivalent to $14 US. Now he goes home to his family and somehow makes those $14 last. Caesar says they often reminisce of their home in Honduras. He says countries are like houses. Sometimes the foundation cracks and rusts, but it still stands, even if you can no longer be in it.
Aquí creo que ahí va Edgardo, César.
Aquí está.
Sí, aquí tenemos la Biblia. ¿Y por qué tienen esto acá?
Pues, porque no sabemos cuándo vamos a ir a Honduras.
Tenemos de recuerdo y de reliquia.
Reliquia para nosotros. Algún día sé que vamos a llegar a Honduras, ¿me entiendes? Que sea de visita, no puede vivir. Aunque sea de visita, de trabajo, por salir. Y lo voy a andar, ¿me entiendes?
Y para que la gente nos crea de que sí somos de Honduras.
Caesar and media say despite every hardship, every sleepless night, every hunger they've endured and thirst they've ignored, there is hope.
¿Y cuál es su nombre?
Se llama Gibran Yadiel.
Oh, ¿y de dónde viene el nombre?
Pues
hebreo. Son hebreos. Son nombres hebreos. Me gustan por lo que dice, por lo que significa.
¿Qué significa?
Es una persona. Gibran puede ser una persona afortunada. ¿Sabes cómo decirte que va a ser una que nunca le va a faltar nada por primero Dios.
According to an immigration report by Syracuse University, the Trump administration resettled about 12,000 refugees into the U.S. in 2020, compared to the 30,000 that were admitted in 2019. There are currently 1 million asylum cases pending, and the average wait time for a hearing is 2 years. The overall denial rate in 2020 was 71%, and for Honduran refugees like Media and Caesar, the denial rate is 87%. Media and Caesar continue to wait. Reporting at the border, Gianella Giglino, News 11.
Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. Till next time, God bless. Peace.